They say every strand of hair carries a piece of your soul.
Collect every hair, every strand. I will pay you more than gold.
Victor had been running his small barber shop in Abuja for almost 2 years. But business was slow. The tiled floors were always clean, the mirrors polished, and his clippers sharp. Yet customers rarely came. Most people in the neighborhood preferred newer, fancier salons. Bills were piling up. Rent was due. The landlord had already threatened to lock up a shop if payments didn't come soon. Victor spent most days sitting on his worn-out chair, scrolling through his phone, praying for 1 or 2 customers to walk in. One hot afternoon, while he was dozing off, the glass door creaked open. A man stepped inside. He was dressed in a spotless white kaftan, with a turban wrapped neatly around his head. He smelled of expensive perfume and carried a small leather briefcase. His presence alone filled the shop with unease.
Good afternoon,
the man said in a deep, commanding voice.
Good afternoon, sir. Please sit down.
Victor replied nervously, springing to his feet. The man sat, looking around the shop as though studying every detail. Finally, he said,
My name is Alhaji Musa. I don't need a haircut. What I need is different.
Victor froze.
Different? I don't understand, sir.
Alhaji leaned forward, lowering his voice.
I will pay you well if you collect every strand of hair you cut from now on. Tie it in a nylon bag and keep it for me. Every Friday, I will come and collect it.
Victor frowned.
Hair? Why hair?
Alhaji smiled faintly.
That is not your concern. Just know that for every bag of hair, I will pay you more than a week's worth of your normal business.
He reached into his briefcase and pulled out a bundle of crisp notes. He dropped it on the counter. Victor stared at the money, more than he had seen in months.
But sir,
he stammered.
What will you do with the hair?
Alhaji's eyes darkened.
Young man, don't ask questions you cannot handle the answers to. Do we have a deal?
Victor swallowed hard. The shop was failing. His landlord was on his neck. His younger sister's school fees were overdue. The money was right there, staring at him. Slowly he nodded.
Yes, sir. We have a deal.
Alhaji leaned back, satisfied.
Good. Keep this between us. Not even your closest friend must know. If you betray me, you won't like the consequences.
Victor's hands trembled as he picked up the money. The deal had been made. But deep down, he knew he had just stepped into something far darker than he could ever imagine. Victor hardly slept that night. The thought of the thick wad of notes Alhaji Musa had placed in his hand kept flashing in his mind. By morning, his eyes were red, not from tiredness, but from excitement mixed with fear. He told himself,
just 1 more week of this, and I will be out of poverty forever.
The day moved slowly. Customers came and went, as usual, chattering about politics, football, and city stress. But every time Victor bent down to sweep the floor, he wasn't just cleaning, he was watching the hair pile up carefully. Unlike before, he no longer threw it into the dustbin. Instead, he had a separate black nylon bag tucked behind his workbench. Every strand, every lock of hair, he swept into that nylon. By evening, the nylon was nearly full. Victor tied it tight, his hands trembling.
This is just ordinary hair, right? It's harmless,
he whispered to himself, trying to silence the unease crawling inside him. At exactly 9 p.m., just like Alhaji had instructed, Victor locked up his shop early. He tucked the nylon bag inside a bigger Ghana must go sack, then slipped into the night. The streets of Abuja were quiet, the hum of okadas and distant horns filling the air. When he arrived at the meeting spot, a lonely stretch near an unfinished building, Alhaji Musa was already waiting. His white kaftan looked almost glowing under the moonlight. Behind him stood 2 stern-looking men in black kaftans, their eyes cold, arms folded. Victor's legs nearly failed him, but he pushed forward.
Good evening, Alhaji,
he muttered, trying to sound confident.
Do you have it?
Alhaji asked, his voice deep and sharp. Victor nodded and handed over the sack. Alhaji unzipped it slightly, dipped his hand inside, and smiled faintly as if smelling something sweet.
Good, very good. You are a man of your word.
Alhaji snapped his fingers, and one of the guards handed Victor another envelope. It was heavier than the first. Victor peeked inside, bundles of crisp notes. His mouth went dry.
Continue like this, my boy,
Alhaji said, his eyes narrowing.
Do not fail me. Next week, same time, same place. And remember, never tell anyone. The hair you collect now has more value than gold.
Victor swallowed hard and nodded. He wanted to ask, what are you doing with this hair? But the way the guard's eyes pinned him down, he dared not. On his way home, his heart pounded. He clutched the envelope tightly against his chest. He was now officially in business with Alhaji Musa. But deep down, a voice whispered,
You've just sold more than hair. You've sold your peace.
As he entered his one-room apartment, his neighbor Mama Kemi was outside pounding yam. She greeted him warmly.
Victor, you dey enjoy you. See as you dey shine face these days.
Victor forced a laugh, waved and quickly shut his door. He threw the envelope on the bed, sat down and buried his face in his palms. Money was flowing in, yes. But he couldn't shake off the image of Alhaji dipping his hand into that bag of hair and smiling like a man holding treasure. That night, as Victor drifted off to sleep, he thought he heard faint whispers in the room. He woke up sweating, the money envelope still clutched on his chest. The deal has begun, but Victor doesn't realize he's already in too deep. The following week came faster than Victor expected. Business at the barber shop was unusually good. Men who hadn't set foot in his shop for months suddenly came in droves. Young boys wanted sharp fades. Older men wanted their grey trimmed. By the third day, Victor's chair barely stayed empty. At first, he was overjoyed.
God don't answer me, yo,
he said, grinning as he swept the floor. But as he bent down, he noticed something strange. Every time he gathered the cut hair into his black nylon bag, his hands trembled slightly. Sometimes he swore he felt a faint warmth coming from the strands, like they carried life of their own. On the fourth day, a customer, a young banker named Kunle, sat down for a cut. Halfway through the session, Kunle's phone rang. He answered, then suddenly froze. His face turned pale.
Kunle, wetin happen?
Victor asked, scissors in hand.
My sister, she collapsed at the office, no warning.
Kunle muttered, eyes wide. He rushed out of the chair without even paying. Victor stood there, stunned, staring at the pile of Kunle's freshly cut hair lying on the floor. He swallowed hard, then quickly swept it into the nylon bag. By evening, the bag was almost bursting. Victor looked up, his palms sweaty as he made his way to the meeting point again. Alhaji Musa was there, same as before, but this time his guards carried a small wooden box.
Good,
Alhaji said. After inspecting the hair, he placed it inside the box carefully, almost reverently. Then he pressed another thick envelope into Victor's hand.
You are doing well. The spirits are pleased.
Victor frowned.
Spirits?
He asked before he could stop himself. Alhaji's smile vanished. He leaned in close, his breath hot against Victor's ear.
Do not ask questions you don't want answers to. Just keep collecting.
That night, Victor tried to sleep, but he kept hearing Kunle's voice in his head.
My sister just collapsed.
The coincidence gnawed at him. Was it really just coincidence? Or was Alhaji using the hair for something far darker than he imagined? The next morning, when he opened his shop, he saw a small paper slipped under the door. He picked it up. The handwriting was jagged, hurried. Stop what you are doing. The hair is cursed. They will come for you next. Victor's throat tightened. He spun around, scanning the empty streets. No one was there. For the first time, Victor wished he had never met Alhaji Musa. But the envelope of cash hidden under his mattress kept whispering to him, "Stay, you can't go back now." Victor sat in his shop the next morning, staring at the paper with a chilling warning. His hands shook as he folded it and shoved it deep into his pockets. Customers came and went, but he barely spoke, his mind drawing in fear. By evening, he made up his mind. He would stop. No amount of money was worth his soul. He would tell Alhaji Musa he couldn't continue. That night, Victor went to their meeting point in the quiet outskirts of Abuja. His nylon bag of hair felt heavier than usual, almost like it resisted him. Musa was waiting, seated in his black SUV with tinted windows. The guards flanked him as always. Victor cleared his throat.
Alhaji, I can't do this again. I don't know what you are using this hair for, but people they suffer after I cut their hair. I don't want wahala.
Alhaji Musa's eyes narrowed. The smile that once seemed charming now looked dangerous. He motioned to his guards, and they stepped closer to Victor.
You think you can back out just like that?
Musa asked, his voice calm but sharp.
Do you know how many barbers begged me for this chance? And you, Victor, a man nobody knew, are now prospering. You want to throw it away?
Victor stammered.
I just want peace. I beg you, leave me out of it.
Musa leaned forward, his eyes gleaming in the dim light.
Listen carefully. This is not something you walk away from. Once you enter, you belong to us. If you betray me, not only will your shop burn to ashes, your family, everyone you love will vanish. Choose wisely.
The guards pressed closer, one of them softly lifting his shirt to reveal a pistol tucked into his waistband. Victor's heart pounded so hard he thought it would burst. He nodded quickly, forcing a smile.
Okay, I will continue.
Musa's smile returned. He patted Victor's shoulder, but the touch felt like eyes.
Good man. Don't forget, wealth requires loyalty. Next week, I want double the collection.
Victor staggered back to his shop that night, his throat dry. He locked himself inside and slumped on the barber chair. He realized the truth, he was trapped. If he stopped, Musa would destroy him. If he continued, he might destroy others. Just then, his phone buzzed. It was a message from an unknown number. We know what Musa is making you do. If you want to survive, meet us tomorrow at midnight. Come alone. Victor's chest tightened. Was this a rescue or another trap? Victor barely slept. The mysterious message haunted him all night. By evening the next day, he decided he had no choice. If someone knew Musa's secrets, maybe there was a way out. At exactly midnight, Victor crept through the dimly lit streets of Abuja until he reached the abandoned warehouse described in the texts. The place was silent, except for the sound of crickets. Suddenly, a figure stepped from the shadows, then another and another. 3 people, faces half hidden by hoodies. One of them, a woman, spoke first.
You are Victor, the barber. We know Musa has been collecting hair from you.
Victor froze.
Who are you? How do you know about Musa?
The woman lowered her voice, revealing a scar running down her cheek.
We are survivors,
She said quietly.
All of us lost family to Musa's rituals. My brother disappeared after he cut his hair at your shop 2 weeks ago. His blood was used. A prophet revealed this to us, and that is why we are here. Do you understand now?
Victor's knees nearly buckled.
Blood? I only give him hair.
The second man, taller, stepped closer. His eyes burned with anger.
The hair is just the key. Musa's people mix it with the victim's blood to trap their soul. That's why your customers are falling sick. He's feeding his altar with their lives.
Victor's throat went dry. He gripped his head, shaking.
Oh God, I didn't know.
The woman's voice hardened.
That's why we reached out. We need proof to stop him. You are the only one who can get close enough.
Victor stammered.
Proof? You don't understand. He will kill me if I try anything.
The tall man hissed.
If you keep quiet, he will still kill you. He doesn't let anyone go. Do you think you will live long enough to enjoy his blood money?
The woman stepped closer, lowering her voice.
Listen, Victor. We can help you, but you must help us. Musa keeps records of his rituals, names, dates, payments. It's in a leather-bound ledger he hides in his house. If we get that book, we can expose him.
Victor's heart pounded.
Breaking into Musa's home? That was suicide.
Yet, somewhere deep inside, a fire sparked. If this was true, he wasn't just ruining his own life, he was destroying others too. He swallowed hard.
Alright, but if we do this and I die, my blood is on your hands.
The woman's eyes locked with his.
No, Victor. If you do nothing, the blood of many will be on yours.
Victor exhaled sharply, fear and determination battling in his chest. He knew he couldn't run forever. The meeting ended with a plan. Victor would act normal, continue delivering the hair, but secretly look for Musa's ledger. Once he found it, the group would use it as evidence. As he walked home that night, his phone buzzed again. This time it was Musa.
Remember, double the collection tomorrow. Don't disappoint me.
Victor's grip tightened around his phone. Tomorrow could be his last chance. If Musa suspected anything, he was finished. The next morning, Victor went to his barber shop with trembling hands. Every snip of the scissors felt heavier, knowing that the hair he collected could be the difference between life and death. By evening, he packed the strands into Musa's nylon bag and headed to the meeting point. Musa was waiting in his black SUV, face hidden under a cap. He took the bag, sniffed the hair like it was treasure, then smiled coldly.
Good,
Musa said.
Tonight the sacrifice is double. You will see wealth like never before.
Victor forced a nod, masking the fear boiling in his chest. He had slipped a tiny GPS tracker, given to him by the survivor group, into the bag. This was their only chance. That night, the group met Victor in the shadows, whispering instructions. Together, they followed the tracker until it stopped at an abandoned mansion at the edge of town. Victor's heart pounded as they crept closer. Through a cracked window, he saw Musa surrounded by strange symbols, candles and bowls of blood. On a wooden table lay the ledger, the book of names.
This is it,
the scarred woman whispered. They burst in at once. Chaos erupted. Musa's guards launched forward, but the survivors fought back fiercely, using sticks and iron rods. Victor, terrified yet desperate, dashed for the ledger. He grabbed it just as Musa turned, eyes blazing like fire.
You betray me, Victor?
Musa roared. He raised a dagger, charging forward. Before the blade could fall, house doors burst open. The police stormed in, sirens wailing outside. The survivors had tipped them off after tracking the location. Musa tried to flee, but the tall survivor tackled him to the ground. The police dragged Musa and his men away as evidence from the ritual site was collected. The ledger, full of dates, names and payments, was sealed in a bag. Victor collapsed against the wall, shaking uncontrollably. He had almost lost his life, but somehow he was still breathing. The scarred woman placed a hand on his shoulder.
It's over, you have done the right thing.
Victor looked at the burning candles and bowls of blood one last time, shuddering.
No amount of money is worth this. Never again.
The police confirmed that Musa's network had been tied to dozens of disappearances. His arrest made headlines across Abuja, and the survivors finally had justice. As for Victor, he went back to cutting hair, but this time with a clear conscience. His shop wasn't filled with riches, but it was filled with peace, and to him, that was worth more than any amount of Musa's blood money. Victor was later called for questionings at the stations, and after a series of interrogations, luckily for him, he was asked to go home. Maybe luck found him. Greed can blind us, but truth always wins. No matter how tough life feels, shortcuts built on evil will only destroy. Choose peace, choose patience, because what is yours will never need blood to sustain it. Hello fam, thank you for watching through to the end of the story. Please consider subscribing to our channel if you are yet to do that. Like and share this video, and until we meet on our next story. Bye.